This will be part 1 of my 3-part video series based off of my reflection of the book Beyond Autobiography of a Yogi by Oswald Pereira. The first theme, which will be discussed in this video, is the importance of sacrificial worship. In page 19 of the book, the reader is introduced to the discussion between Mukunda, the name of Paramahansa Yogananda before he became a yogi, and Vibhuti, his childhood friend. The following is the passage. The story goes on with the friend observing that if God was so interested in possessing people, he should reveal himself to others. Why can't I see him? Vibhuti asked and added, the world is full of poverty and suffering. I see no sign that God cares so deeply for the human race. Mukunda replied to him, his eyes deep and still. People never see him because they never try to see him. He won't come to people who can't meet him on his own level of self-giving love. This statement provided a whole new dimension that ultimately rekindled my interest in believing that there are higher forms of divine beings. Despite being exposed to a range of arguments from eminent intellectuals that highlight the absurdity of believing what is deemed to be unbelievable, I presume that the same people have not made the attempt of sitting in silence for hours with the ultimate longing of coming in contact with the divine presence. The very act of setting aside one's biases to perceive a nature of reality beyond empirical means is an example of one of the many key takeaways that I've had in the process of reading this novel. Moreover, this conversation highlights a problematic premise in relation to the process of worshipping a divine entity. While there are a lot of religious people who reiterate that their temporal demands are not satisfied through a divine intervener, whether that be in academic success, job prosperity, marital success, or financial stability, their sacrifice to this divine manifestation of the Brahman is a mere 2 minutes of ranting and lamenting about one's desires and how they have not been achieved by this divine intervener. This can be effectively linked with the problem of evil, where the reality of not getting what one desires can be a convincing argument that questions the very existence of God. However, through my reflection of this interaction, why can't it be posited that we treat our relationship with God like the relationship between two people? For instance, when we consider the relationship between an employer and an employee, the employer provides a monthly salary if the employee satisfies the necessary requirements of his or her 9-to-5 job. Now let us use this very example as an inspiration to understand our interpersonal relationship with the divine. If we expect the divine to aid us in the process of achieving any objective, whether that be a material or spiritual conquest, isn't it just for the divine to expect something in return? If we are comfortable with the transactional relationship between two or more individuals, we must honestly reflect upon whether our effort to this transactional relationship with the divine truly suffices. However, according to Yogananda's teachings, the primary caveat between a human-to-human relationship and a human-to-divine relationship is that the divine has one singular objective: to be in a loving relationship with one's manifestation of the Brahman, whether that be Krishna, Jesus, Allah, Rama, or even Ahura Mazda. Unlike the plethora of means for conducting one's transactional relationship with the divine, whether the expected outcome is that both parties achieve their own objectives, the divine has a unified objective that is not egotistical, but is aimed at improving the happiness of the devotee through either meditation or prayer.